First things first, setting up your environment. This is literally the foundation of your cloud house. You get this part right, and everything you build on top of it is going to be way more stable and secure. Everything, and I mean everything in Google Cloud lives inside this hierarchy. You've got the organization at the very top, that's the root. Under that, you can use folders to group things, maybe by department like marketing and engineering. Then you have projects, which are basically containers for all your real resources, your virtual machines, your databases, the whole shebang. Understanding this structure is absolutely fundamental. Okay, listen up, because this is a huge exam tip. When you create a project, it gets a project ID that is unique across all of Google Cloud. Think of it like a car's VIN number. It's permanent, set in stone, and you can never, ever change it. Now, you can change the friendly project name whenever you want, but that ID is forever. The exam loves to test you on the difference. Let's tackle something that trips a lot of people up: private service access versus private service connect. Think of it like this. Private service access, or PSA, is like building a private fenced-in road from your network to a service that Google manages for you, like Cloud SQL. Private Service Connect, PSC, is different. That's like getting a direct, secure tube from your network to Google's APIs, so you never have to go out over the public internet. So, simple way to remember: PSA for your services, PSC for Google's APIs. And this example shows you exactly why this matters. By using PSA, this company makes sure its super sensitive patient database has zero connection to the public internet. It's completely walled off inside their private network, which makes it way, way more secure. This is a best practice the exam absolutely expects you to understand. So we've built our foundation, we've got our private network set up. Now what? Well, now we have to talk about who gets the keys to which doors. This is all about identity, access, and governance. The absolute cornerstone of cloud security is this thing called the principle of least privilege. It's simple. Don't give an account administrator rights if all it needs to do is read a file from a storage bucket. The ACE exam is going to throw scenarios at you where you have to pick the right predefined IAM role that follows this principle. So how do you manage this without driving yourself crazy? The answer is groups. Seriously. Instead of giving permissions to every single person one by one, you just give the permissions to a Google group. Then all you have to do is manage who's in that group. It is so much more efficient and a key concept for the exam. And here's what that looks like in the real world. Managing one group is just infinitely easier than managing 12 separate people. A new engineer joins, add him to the group. Someone leaves, pull him out. Boom, their access is updated everywhere automatically. It's clean, it's scalable, it's the right way to do it. Okay, now let's zoom out a bit. If IAM is about who gets the keys to which doors, organizational policies are like the laws of your entire cloud kingdom. They set the rules that everyone has to follow no matter what. Think of things like no one is allowed to create resources in this specific region, or creating a secure data perimeter with VPC service controls. And this is the real power of these policies. They're preventative. The policy doesn't just tell you about a problem after it happens. It stops the problem from ever being deployed in the first place. It's security that's automatic and works at massive scale. All right, our environment is built and it's secure. Now we need to watch it. We need to install the security cameras and the smoke detectors. This brings us to observability and operations, which is all about knowing what's actually happening inside your system. Google Cloud gives you this amazing toolkit for observability. You can build dashboards to see how things are performing. You can set up alerts so you're the first to know if something breaks. And you can run uptime checks to make sure your users are having a good experience. You can even use Gemini, Google's AI assistant, to ask plain English questions about what's going on. Here is another one of those hands-on things you just have to know for the exam: dealing with quotas. Every project has limits on how many resources you can spin up. You need to know where to go in the console to check your usage, and more importantly, you need to know that you have to ask for an increase before you hit the wall and your deployments start failing. Let's talk about the thing that everyone from the CFO down to the intern cares about: money. Managing costs isn't just for the finance team. As an engineer, knowing how to control and track your spending is a make or break skill. Probably the simplest, most effective tool you have is a budget alert. This is a non-negotiable best practice. You set a budget for a project, then you set up alerts to email you when you hit, say, 50%, 90%, and 100% of that budget. This one simple step can save you from a nasty surprise bill at the end of the month. But how do you know where all the money is going? The secret sauce is labels. Labels are just simple key value tags that you attach to all your resources. By being disciplined and labeling everything with stuff like the team name or a cost center, you create the data you need to do a really detailed cost analysis. And this is where it gets really powerful. You can export all your billing data into BigQuery, and then you can run simple SQL queries just like this one. This query groups all the costs by that cost center label, and bam, you've got a perfect report for charging back costs to the right departments. This is how you do it in the real world. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. Let's boil it all down into the absolute must-know facts for Section 1. Time for a rapid recap. All right, burn these 6 things into your brain. 1. Project ID is permanent. It never changes. 2. Always use Google Groups for IAM to make your life easier. 3. Use labels on everything if you want to understand your costs. 4. Know the difference. PSA is for your services. PSC is for Google APIs. 5. You have to enable an API before you can use it. And 6. Know the exact steps to check your quotas and ask for more. So we've laid out the map. Now the next step is yours. The best way to make all this stuff stick is to actually get your hands dirty. So my question to you is, which of these concepts are you going to go try in the Google Cloud Console right now? Go set up a billing alert, or check your quotas, or apply a label to something. That's your first step. Go do it.